Goodness.
I can hang out
we're
with you guys
live?
anymore.
I really know we were live. I didn't even see the countdown. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Says the one who sets the countdown.
No, it's on the screen over here, and I'm looking at this over here, and I miss it.
Magic Mike, you know when he presses the button, it takes like 30 minutes for it to start. That's why we're late.
Oh, snap.
There you go.
Oh,
snap!
Oh.
What? Listen. There we go. Sponsor of the podcast.
Oh, yes. Podcast sponsor. Ball Cups. Go check them out.
That's right. Mike hasn't gotten his yet.
No. Well, I'm waiting.
Waiting for what?
I think Gigi got them all, and he hadn't sent mine out yet.
I was waiting for the Oreo cookies to come back.
You should get a package.
Did you buy Did you buy the Oreo cookies?
I don't know if you bought them. Did you buy those? Game Guy?
No, I didn't buy those.
Okay. Well, I don't know what you're waiting on. I don't know what you're waiting on. Then
I'm not waiting on them. I said Magic Mike should be getting some Oreos.
We do have. Sorry, I cleared my throat there. We do have Oreo. We showed them online, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yes. Hey, I did get a package though. We got time to show that?
Oh, you have something you want to show?
I got a package. The package came
out. Let's see it. Let's see what you got.
So some box came in, well packaged. I gotta say, it was well packaged. Nice. It had every type of package. It had popcorn. It had the airbags. It had newspaper, and it even had cardboard pieces securing it inside.
Nice. Yeah.
Whoever packaged this wasn't Magic Mike.
Oh,
whatever.
Nice.
Whatever.
Hey,
Moose. You ever wonder why he never says I got something for Magic Mike anymore? There you go.
Snap.
Yeah.
So I opened it up, and there was a Moose. You need to do that. I opened it up, and there was a slew of cool things. First cool thing is,
let's see what you got. Let's see what you got.
I got a little Batman.
Oh, very nice.
I thought it was a sticker. Apparently, it's a magnet.
It's a magnet.
It's a magnet.
Nice. Yeah.
But we can't have Batman without the Flash.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, Rob? I see you out there in the chat room.
Rob taking a little sunshine vacation.
Back from the Sunshine State.
Oh,
very nice.
So then this also, I also got this in there because it gets better. Bow.
Oh.
Wait, but
tell us what that is.
There's more. It opens up.
Oh, yes, of course.
And he drops it.
There's a card.
Hey, just like his basketball skills.
It's a book, a collector's book of John Boy Myers, the artist in Marvel Snap. He does a lot of Marvel Snap stuff, but
very cool.
Pretty cool stuff.
Oh, snap.
And it's signed.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So because
I'm surprised he didn't put Game God on the in the book though, honestly.
Yeah, I am too. But
yeah,
and then I'm not gonna go through all of them, but a bunch of new artwork. But I'm going to show you my favorite one out of them.
Okay. Yeah. All those are signed also by John Boy Myers as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
they're his artwork. So yeah.
So these are my three favorite. All right. I should have had them in order, but here's the first one. Boom. It's the Venom and Spider-Man squad.
Very nice. Yes.
All right. Going against Dr. Octopus, it looks like. My second one is the Venom himself. And if you look closely, Spider-Man's in the eyes.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
It's a great Venom shot.
And then the last one, really quickly here, is this one that's signed.
And if you're wondering who did Venom in in Snap of Marvel Snap, I think that's JB's work in Venom, isn't it?
Correct. He has Rogue, Venom, Iceman, and there's the zombie version.
Oh, that's nice.
That's great, isn't it?
That looks really good.
That's really cool. Yeah, really good work, with good quality paper and everything. So great job. Good job there, John Boy. Great product, and check him out at Marvel Snap.
Yeah,
he paid for this. He paid for that spot. But yeah, I got that little package, and then I got a bunch of podcasts for sci-fi bracelets that apparently made it in there with the popcorn.
Oh, did you get some podcast sci-fi bracelets?
That's right.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Yeah, so thanks for the package. Whoever sent it, it was
thank you.
It was Superman. Oh snap!
I don't think you read the package. Who is the package from?
Jimmy Crackcorn. Jimmy Crackcorn.
Jimmy.
That's right. His address is like, I don't care.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I did take Shockwave out of the box so you guys can see him.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nice. I had Shockwave. He was such a cool guy. You got any show and tell, Magic Mike? I don't know. You don't.
So I have put something together that you guys have seen before, but I just recently put it together, and that is my
Yep, I see him in the background there.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
That's
Yoda.
That's Yoda.
Yep, put him together.
Hey, I don't
want to fall apart.
Yeah, do not break it.
Yeah.
Did you glue it?
One of those guys.
No, I didn't glue it. No. But what's really cool is like his mouth moves.
Oh wow, they've got advanced with these Lego toys.
Look, he's got.
I remember him doing that in the show.
Yeah, I was channeling my inner game god.
Yeah. That's true.
And just in time because Mandalorian starts tomorrow.
Oh, I can't believe
tomorrow.
It. Can you believe it?
That's exciting.
I can't believe it. But it does. It starts tomorrow.
And if we were recording right now for the podcast, I'd have a nice little transition, but we're not. We're
not recording.
We'll save that transition for another day. Oh,
all right.
Snap.
Yeah, we do have some cool stuff to talk about tonight, though.
Yeah. Hit those buttons. Let's get it started.
You want to get started?
Oh, let's do it.
Let's go. I don't think I have any show and tell. I don't think so. I do.
That's a surprise.
But I don't have it here. So I can't show you anything.
Hey, and Moose, there's a new helmet for Star Wars, by the way.
There is? Who is it?
Yeah, it's the Phase 2 Clone Trooper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I gotta catch up on some helmets. I need space. That's
he'll have them next week, Magic Mike. Just want to know.
All right,
I believe that.
There's some new saber hilts out there too, so I'm gonna need somebody to pick those up for me since they're gonna be down as well.
Send me the money.
No. I will. Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Hey, just send back what I just sent you.
Hey, I'm gonna do it in segments, though. Okay.
It's all right. I'll hold on to it till I get it off.
Oh no. Oh really? Oh, hold on a second. We're doing it that way. We're gonna do it this way. Then.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Oh my goodness!
No, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. All right, let's.
He got the last payment. That's why I'm back.
Thanks for the
I just heard it come through.
Yeah. All right. You've got mail. All right, let me do this. Here we go. Star Trek fans, have you been watching the Picard season 3? Well, we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be mentioning some of the news coming up. Umbrella Academy, yeah, that's back in the loop. Last of Us has been on a tear with episodes. They've been keeping up, and also you Lord of the Ring fans, we have some talk there. I'm sure you already know, but if you don't, you're about to find out.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Oh, episode number 380. On our way to 400. We got plenty of stuff to talk about tonight. Welcome to those who join us in the chat room, Facebook Live and YouTube Live. You can come hang out with us. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to save up all these episodes and then do them all at one shot so we can be 400.
Oh, that's a good idea. Just save them up. Yeah, better that way.
I'm going to release them all at one shot. And
that's what you're going to do? Yeah.
400, one shot.
Gotcha. Like our social media posts.
Yeah. Oh,
sweet.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those nights. I can feel
it. Well, there's snap.
Now you're gonna get us booted.
Yeah. Thanks. You sounded just like the guy that does it too.
Yeah,
just like him.
That sounds like Michael Buffer.
You got a little snap? Wow. Okay. Didn't realize that. Welcome, everybody. You can certainly catch us. Thanks for tuning into the podcast and listening to us. You can catch us live and get a video feed. If you come on to Facebook and YouTube, you'll see us live there. You can always join in. You don't have to show your video. You can just chat with us. As a matter of fact, most people never show their video. So you're fine. You fit right in.
Oh, I didn't know I had that option.
You do. Would you like me to?
No.
Moose, I don't believe you, Moose. I don't believe you.
No, I'm not going to do it. Boy, there's Mando. So right off the bat, we talked about it. Yeah, Mandalorian starts tomorrow on Disney Plus. Season 3. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. It is 3.
Episode 1, season 3. And that's exciting to me. I know everybody is excited who's a Star Wars fan for this season.
Is this the season where it falls off? Is this the season?
What is that? Wow. So this is how you like to talk about it? We can. I can talk about it that way. That's fine.
Hey, unscripted.
The answer. Can you want to answer that, Magic Mike? Go ahead. Up in
the answer is, first of all, I just want everybody to know I'm feeling a little under weather. I want to say that now in case tomorrow I don't get to go into work.
Okay, no problem.
I have to sit and watch Mando.
That's fine
tomorrow.
That's fine.
No, this is not where it falls off. Absolutely not. It's going to continue to go.
Yeah. Okay. So I echo that. There's no way it's fallen off. As a matter of fact, I think it only grows. I think it grows. Now, the question is how many seasons does Mando have in it? That's the question. Would you like to answer that, Game God? What would you say?
I think it has one more after this. I think it's 4.
One more. Okay.
I think it's 4.
Okay.
What do you think, Magic Mike?
That's a good call. I would go for 5. That's where I'm going to be at because I think you're going to go through Mandalore and go through that piece of it, and then we're going to explore a couple more things, and then I think season 5 will be good.
5 seasons.
Yep.
Can you imagine? I mean, and these aren't really true seasons, unfortunately. I wish they were. I wish they were, 30 episodes. So really, it's like one season. So we just got to wait 5 years for it to come out, or at least 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah, it's 5 seasons or 2 movies, either way.
Yeah.
How many seasons you calling there for, Moose?
I'm calling for 5. I like that. I like that answer.
Okay. Well, can I add something to that? 5.
You can counter if you like. Yeah, sure.
Well, I wasn't going to counter. I was going to tell you that you guys know who Anthony Mackie is, right?
I've heard of him once or twice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the new Captain America.
Falcon.
Falcon. Yes. So he's come out and says he's a big Star Wars fan, and he says he'll do anything to be in the Star Wars Mandalorian.
Hey, by the way, now I love Anthony Mackie even more because that's exactly the way people should be acting towards Star Wars. By the way,
absolutely.
He said, quote, this is his exact quote. Yo, when I heard they were doing this, is the one and only time I called my agent, my manager, and said, "Hey, get me on the Mandalorian."
That's right.
Listen, so if only that would get us all on, because we all say the same thing. Listen, I don't care. Just get me on.
I've been saying that for 10 years.
Just get me on.
Hey,
he doesn't care what it is. He goes, whatever is available. He goes, I'm trying to get one of those roles in the background where they're doing their thing, and I take my helmet off and say, that was a long flight. That's it. That's all I want. So that is pretty cool when you got actors, he's pretty famous, that says, I just want to be in there for like a split second. Just, let me be the guy mopping in the background.
I've always said that you put me in that, and I'll be the best mopper you got. Like whatever it is.
Hey, mop the floor, and you look up, floor's clean.
Whatever you got. You need me to take the fall? I'm like, Hey, no, really, no, stab me right in the chest. No,
yeah,
really
I'm okay with that. Yes,
really do it. Yeah, no, seriously.
And then when he falls, that's smarts.
That's great. I love that. Speaking of Star Wars, that reminds me of Lord of the Rings, because Mandalorian is coming out. Mandalorian's coming out. No, it does. Mandalorian's coming out. I'm excited to see it. I'll watch it. I think we have to wait week over week and they're not going to, let all the episodes out. I'm sure they're going to do it, week after week. But it reminds me of Lord of the Rings, because when Lord of the Rings, we had Rings of Power came out, and that was, not all in one shot. You had to wait week over week for that.
Right.
And then, of course, they just released new information that Lord of the Rings, now buckle up, guys. Lord of the Rings is getting a remake, a reboot. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is going to be
a remake or a reboot, or is that the same?
Well, this same thing, really. It's going to be based on the original book, so it has to be a remake. It has to be a reboot, but it's going to be animated. It's going to be put on by Warner Brothers. This is going to be an animated film. I have mixed feelings about this. A lot of mixed feelings. I don't know if I want to see another Lord of the Rings. Is that wrong of me?
No, I don't think that's wrong at all, because especially if you're going to call it a remake or a reboot, whatever term we're going to use, we loved the live action ones that we got.
Right.
And so if you're going to go to an animated piece, I'm not a huge animated fan anyway, as a whole. There are certain things I like, we've talked about it with X-Men and, DC and stuff like that. But I don't know that I want to see a new Lord of the Rings, because if you're gonna change something and say, well, it's more geared to, as you said, moves towards the books to be more realistic along with the books, then you're gonna change what we have seen recently,
right?
And that might take away some of the excitement or some of the mystery.
Because not even mystery. We're going to compare it to the live action all day, and I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that.
So here's where I stand on it. An animated series, there's only, for me, animated series means if it's going to be done in the Pixar or like I call it the American animation, or is it going to be done like a anime, like a Japanese animation?
It's Warner Brothers, so I would think it could have a. I don't want to say it like this, but think about what Warner Brothers has put out. They did have. Did they have not Injustice? Did they have the
Justice League?
Justice League?
Yes, they did. Yes,
they do have the DC stuff.
They did. Yeah, well, I know they have the DC stuff, but that was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was.
But I don't think I need to see, if they're trying to retell it. Like Peter Jackson did such an amazing job with Lord of the Rings and then the Hobbit series. I'm afraid of watching an animated series, and I don't know why. I guess if you put on the original The Hobbit, from back in the day. Like what is it? The 80s? Maybe.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. Saturday morning.
No, I was on Saturday morning. I knew it was a movie.
Oh, I thought they made like a Hobbit cartoon.
Well, they did, but it was I think it was like a movie Hobbit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You look at it now and you're going, this isn't my Hobbit.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's not Frodo. That's not. No, sorry. But because we've become so accustomed to Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, he did it so well. And I'm scared.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why I asked in what manner they would animate it is because what made the movies for Lord of the Ring and the Hobbit work was that you got emotionally attached to the characters. There was feeling, there was heart and soul in the movie, right? It wasn't just a Michael Bay movie. It wasn't an action film, right?
Right.
And I asked because American animation versus Japanese animation. Japanese animation does a great job of getting you attached to the character, whether it's through storytelling or through writing.
It's so funny you say that. I think it's just the opposite. I look at Japanese animation as like the Michael Bay.
Really?
I do.
Listen, I'm 100% on board with you, Moose, because you got to think about, go back to the 80s cartoons and where it was the X-Men. That was not a Michael Bay style at all. It was about the storyline. So I agree with Moose that I would feel like it would go towards, because you see a lot of action in that type of anime that you're talking about.
Don't get me wrong. The anime that comes out from a Japanese style is so good. It's very good, but I see it as like a Michael Bay film.
And here's the thing. Maybe it's because you're talking about. So you brought up X-Men animated series. You know what's funny is that the animated series of X-Men is compared to Japanese animation because of the style of artwork it was. I guess I'm talking about like the more recent animation that we release in theaters and stuff like that. That doesn't come across like so. Okay, so one that stands like Japanese anime. You guys ever see Treasure Planet or Treasure Island?
I don't think I did see that one.
That has a more of a Japanese-ish type style.
Really?
Yeah, in the way it's drawn. Then you look at something like
that didn't go over well. If you want to compare that,
no. But I'm talking about the style. I
understand. I'm just saying you weren't attached to those characters.
No, I don't even remember the movie. But the other one, what's the other one where they have with the guy from Big Bang Theory? He plays the alien. He goes, "Oop!" He talks.
He changes colors.
Yeah.
Sheldon.
So then Sheldon did. That's the name of the character. But yeah, Sheldon.
I don't know what they got.
Is it Boo? Is it Boo? I think it's Boo.
Yeah, Boo. Yeah, that's his name. But I don't remember the.
I don't remember the name of the movie.
Anyway.
But you see that animation, like if it's something like that, I'm like, I don't want to see that. So
well, which one did better? Let me ask you that.
Okay,
then
we know who did better. We know who did better.
Right.
I guess so. For me, if they're gonna do it animated, it's gotta be a more sophisticated animation. I guess is what I'm trying to get at, as opposed to a simplistic animation.
But let's say they change the way Frodo looks, or let's say they change. Let's say they have Legolas there. Are you gonna? If they
There's only one way Legolas looks. I just want you to know.
Listen, I'm saying if they do, are you gonna go? That's not my Legolas.
Absolutely.
Not only will you do that,
and it'll take away from the movie.
Yes, not only that, but the voices as well, because that's going to be the first thing you go.
Yeah,
that's not. Yeah, you will notice that off the bat immediately. Besides how the character
Gandalf,
looks.
You'll hear Gandalf going. That doesn't sound like the Gandalf.
Yeah, that's nice. Is that his
So
brother?
they're cousins, not brothers.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, so Moose, if I close my eyes and if you close your eyes, how would you describe Legolas? If you close your eyes, you didn't see a picture. What's your description of Legolas? What should he look
I'm going to describe a picture I've seen of Legolas 1,000 times. I mean, I have a statue of him right over here. Yeah.
So you're clear as day what they look like. You have
if he doesn't look like that, it's going to be a problem for me.
Okay. So with that being said, you remember the old Dungeons and Dragons cartoons and the way those characters look.
Yes.
And then the movie is coming out. Those characters, you can say they don't look like the cartoon characters. Is that going to take away from that movie?
But they're not going to be the same character. They don't have the same characters in that movie. Now, but I will tell you, just speaking of that movie, if they put them in there as a cameo, live action, that would be super cool to me.
That's it. The movie movie of the year.
No, that would be super cool. That scene, like having them walk by or something and say something like, "Oh,
can I have rookies? Good rookies.
That would be hilarious to me.
Level
that would be
one.
Really good.
But what if the secret villain in that is the villain from the original Dungeons and Dragons? What's his name? Yes, he was the one pulling all the strings.
You never did the voice to Venger, do you? Do you know that?
No, who's that?
No,
I'm surprised you know because you don't like to know.
I know because it's one of my favorite voice actors.
Okay.
Well, it's Peter Cullen.
I was just going to ask.
Really?
Optimus Prime. Yeah.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that, but that makes sense.
I would
yes.
never guess. Yeah.
And listen, that guy is just iconic. You hear it?
I hope that guy's getting a paycheck.
Oh, he better be a rich man because his voice is worth it.
Yes,
he was in Pensacon, so I don't know. Not just playing. He was in Pensacon. He was in Pensacon, so I don't know. You know what rolls out in Pensacon.
That's not right, by the way. Just
wow.
for trivia though, for you, Transformers the movie. Now you know this movie.
Movie or the cartoon movie?
Cartoon movie. Okay, you know this like the back of your hand, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't ask me to tell me voices of people that I don't know.
Can I tell you at least? And I think we've brought it up at least one time. Do you know the voice of at least one character that has a Star Trek reference? Do you know?
Yes, Leonard Nimoy. He's in the movie.
That's right. Who does he voice?
Is he Unicron?
Nice try, Galvatron.
Galvatron. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unicron is Orson Welles, by the way, which is another great voice.
Yes, that is. Yes.
Orson Welles is so terrific.
An awesome character, by the way.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just kind of for fun. But anyway, yeah.
I'm watching that tonight.
Probably once a week anyway. What are you talking about?
I do. It's just gonna be twice. It's gonna hit the rotation twice.
Here we go. Let me listen to Spock.
Hey, we can put Back to the Future on another night. We're gonna put Transformers tonight.
All right. Well, anyway, Lord of the Rings. I'm scared. I would love something to come out, but I think you got to tell a different story. And I hate to say that. It's just because the movies. Jackson did such a remarkable job. I'm afraid that I'm going to compare it, and maybe unfairly compare it to the movies. But that's just a way that I'll do it.
I don't think it's unfair at all. As a matter of fact, to your point, you have many options to tell a different story. Why not tell a different story? You have a blank slate to go different directions.
That's where it's called Rings of Power. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah, they had a good season. That's going to come back again.
Yep.
Yeah.
speaking of a different story, Last of Us, Game God, I know you've been keeping up with The Last of Us, and we were going to talk about it as a podcast, but we're just going to rely on you as a podcast to talk about it. So tell us what we've missed in The Last of Us.
All right, so you told me to keep it short, so you didn't miss anything. So let's go to the next topic.
Fair enough.
Last of Us. I don't know what episode up to 5, 6. They're pretty high now. I think it is. Is it 7? I don't even know. I feel like I watch it now out of habit. Just to be honest with you, it isn't a horrible show. It's still a highly rated show. Rotten Tomato has it at the 97 on the Rotten Tomato meter. 90 from the audience, so it's still up there. Here's my concern or issue with it is that out of the 7 issues, let's go 7 episodes that are out, I think they have only showed zombies in 3 of them. We call them zombies.
Huh?
We'll call them zombies, right?
Okay.
The first one, obviously, they showed in the first one.
Or they call them like clickers or something, right?
Yeah, clickers, and for those who haven't watched, there's other versions of clickers in it as well.
I was going to say clappers, but I knew that was wrong.
Or
can you imagine?
Clap on.
Don't go over there.
Well, that's what they sound like. No, so I think it's 3 episodes, maybe 3.5 if you count like little cameos. But so out of 7 episodes, you got them 3. The first episode, and then I think they show them in the 5th episode where they show a different type of zombie or clicker. Yeah. And then most recent in this episode. And so the rest of it is just a lot of either character development or story development, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you're developing the main characters. But 2 of those episodes, they didn't develop the main characters. They developed secondary characters that either got killed in the same episode or really don't play a role at this point in time.
See, that doesn't make any sense to me.
It not only doesn't make any sense, but if it's based on a game, there should be a lot of action with the clickers, right? And the fact that you came on and said, well, it's not horrible, that's not much praise at all.
Well, because it depends. Are we getting on to watch zombies take over the world? I am. I want to see that,
right.
Or are we getting on to see a story of heartache and pain and human conflict? I mean, Days of Our Lives on HBO Max.
Here's the deal. You're exactly right. Here's the deal. We've seen that with The Walking Dead, and we've seen that when they went that route, it ruined the show.
Well, and that's how I feel, and that's how I feel right now. I feel, and maybe it's because of The Walking Dead that is doing this to me, because I'm expecting to see action. Obviously, the game has it. Right. If this was the game wouldn't sell because because it's too slow. But they're developing the story. Are they trying to have multiple seasons? Are they trying to, roll up to like the last 2-3 episodes, a big finale? Which, if that's that's the case, the last 2 episodes is nothing but clickers and clappers. Then and okay. But as it stands right now, I feel like I watch it and it's in the background. I'm playing Marvel Snap.
Oh wow.
So again, it's not bad. It's just too much talking. It reminds me of Ant-Man.
Oh,
hey, by the way. For what it's worth, I saw something come inside of my realm, and it said Ant-Man is just falling off the map.
Oh, yes. Nice transition. Okay.
Well, it was like a 70% drop off or something like that.
Listen, Ace, get out of my show notes here.
Oh, sorry.
So that was my other topic that I was going to tell you guys. Ant-Man, second weekend, it came out. We always talked about how a movie is justified and showed by how much it retains and drops in the second weekend. So the first weekend domestically, I think it was 105, just domestic, 105 million for Ant-Man, which was a pretty good for the third series of the movie.
Sure.
Second weekend, and I have to tell you, it went against a movie about a bear in a forest. Right. Yeah. So that was the competition it had in the second weekend.
Ooh, this would be a no-brainer, right?
Yeah. It should be. Oh man, you might as well close the theaters for everybody. You might as well close the theaters for everybody else. We have the theater, right? So the first weekend, 105. Second weekend, guys, I'm not going to even let you guess because it's just so sad. 32.2.
Wow. Wow.
32.2. You're kidding me.
Yep. Domestic box office, 32.2, 3 days to 3 days, comparing weekend to weekend. And just the movie about the bear did 23. Just so you know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Evidently, Alex in the chat room was one of those people.
Yeah, he was.
He gave his $18 and went and saw the.
I wonder how he compares it to Ant-Man. But it's interesting that when we had these conversations, and I know a lot of people get it, but there's some people that don't quite get it. They'll look at the first week release and they'll go, "Oh wow, it did so well. It's got to be a great movie."
Right.
No, that's the anticipation set up, right? That's people going because they don't know anything about it yet.
They're
but
hoping.
That drop off, right? Yeah. The hoping that drop off tells you everything you need to know about what people are thinking about the movie.
So here's some fun facts. Ant-Man 3 fell 69.7%, 70% to Mike's award. It is the worst decline ever for a title in the MCU, beating out Black Widow, who was at 67.8, right? It is the second worst weekend drop of any superhero film that made over 100 million or more.
Wow.
Right? And some of the people, just so you know who was in this category: Thor, Love and Thunder, and Batman
Makes
versus
sense.
Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Makes
right?
sense.
So those were some of the movies that it was up to. So right now, as it stands, after the second weekend, globally, it has 363 million. Which if you look at
it won't top 400.
I don't think it will. I think you're right.
So if you're comparing apples to apples, it beat out Black Adam already. But here's the thing: it had a $200 million budget, right? So it beat its budget for whatever that's worth. But that's not enough for an MCU movie. It's not enough to just beat the budget.
Well, again, it's that anticipation of the first weekend. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. So it's not doing good. Not doing good.
No, that's okay. That's all right. Sounds like it and the Ant-Man and The Last of Us can be in the same boat. Now, before I want to get to Picard here in just a minute, but before we do, I wanted to mention the Umbrella Academy. I know that we really haven't talked a lot about the Umbrella Academy, but when I saw something come across my feed that talked about Umbrella Academy, I got an email talking about the new cast members they're adding to the Umbrella Academy. Oh, that's a good question. Alex in the chat room says, "What's the rating, Game Guy?"
Yeah, we did give the ratings 2 weeks ago. I think Magic Mike gave it a 5.5, right? Magic Mike 5.
I give it a 4.5.
Okay,
man.
I think what did I give it, a 6?
You give it like a 7. The same thing as all the right 7.
6.5. I give
same
it
thing of all the movies. Yeah.
So
he never really goes out on a limb saying he really hates
I
one
just want you to know,
or really loves another. Yeah.
Hey, I just
he'll
want to know
say
that,
it until the rating comes up. He'll be like, man, that was horrible. I give it an 8.
Hey, I gave that 6.5 for Alex because he always says I give 7.5, so I had to change it up for him.
Anyway, the Umbrella Academy said they were adding some people for their final season. We know they're coming into their and I'm showing a picture now of the people that they're adding to the Umbrella Academy. First of all, this makes complete sense to me of why they're adding these type of people to the docket. Do you know who those people are, Magic Mike? Can you guess? Do you know who they are?
I do know who they are. I don't remember a lot of names. I know David Cross because I've seen him in a few things, but I'm not so sure about this kind of TV show for him because
I think he's a great fit for it.
Hold on. Can you give me the first word? I'll give you a second word.
Okay.
For what?
Me?
Yeah, for David Cross. Can you give me? Yeah, no, just David Cross. Can you give me a
Chipmunks, man?
No.
Chipmunks.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I don't know why, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind. I'm like, chipmunks. No, not chipmunks. But that's what I think about.
But I'm with Magic Mike on that. Same thing I remember from Chipmunks. But I also think that he fits it well because of the quirky weirdness.
Right. That's what I think that fits in. And by the way, you see there Ron Swanson. By the way, I think I could double a Ron Swanson look. I think
you are. Listen, color your hair next week, and we'll go ahead and we'll make the comparison.
Ron Swanson, no problem.
So, Ron Swanson or Nick Offerman.
By the way, that's Nick Offerman. Yeah, and that's his wife. I don't know if you guys know that.
Correct. Yeah, that is.
I did not know that.
So Nick was in episode 3 of The Last of Us. Just so you know.
Oh, really?
Yes. He was in episode 3 of The Last of Us. So he was in that movie. But yeah, and then Megan. So all 3 of them for me look just like what you said, Moose. They look like they fit.
They look like they fit.
They look like they fit. They all bring some kind of uniqueness to the show.
They do. Now, Cross reminds me of when I see him. You know what I think of? I think of chicken pot, because he did that in one of the shows, and it just stuck. It's
no, like I said, I get it, and I think he'll do great. But for some reason, I can't get Alvin and the Chipmunks out of my mind when I see him.
Trying to make money off of Chipmunks, unbelievable. But Nick looks like it because Nick can play two roles. He can play that dark, ominous role. I think he can play that.
Can do. He's a good actor. Yeah.
Yes, he can play the quirky role as well. The dry humor.
The Ron Swanson. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
So absolutely. I think it'll be a great addition to the.
I think so too.
Team. And he can play a protector too. So.
Yeah, by the way, I also saw my other doppelganger recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Russell Crowe and I are competing against each other.
Wow.
Is that what we call it? Competing?
Yeah,
For what role? I'm curious.
Well, I don't want to discuss that.
Okay.
Yeah,
contract negotiations haven't.
I got
you.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I felt really good about myself when I saw Russell Crowe.
He's like, and then he realized he didn't have Russell Crowe's money. He's like,
I got him.
Got him.
All right, let's get on to the big news. Picard anticipated last season of Picard, season 3, and we called this. I called this from the beginning. I said Picard, it can't have more than 3 seasons in it.
You did. That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that was but
when the first season came out.
And let me just go ahead and tell you this. We're only going to talk about episode 1 here. They have I think 2 out, 3 coming out like tomorrow.
3 tomorrow.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it yet, you might want to pause your podcast, because I'm about to tell you. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm just about to tell you what I feel about it.
Game guy will though.
Okay.
Oh, he will.
Great. Can I'm going to use the softest words I can.
Okay.
To describe this.
Okay.
And that is, this is the best Picard episode since the beginning. It clearly defines what Star Trek is, and I love it in this episode. Now, I don't know what 2 has. I don't know what 3 is going to hold. I don't know what 4 is going to hold. But so far, this is a great episode for Picard.
Mike, I just want to add one line, and I'll let you speak. Just one line.
No, go ahead and go say your thing.
Hey, we've been here before. I just want you to know we've been here before. Go ahead, Magic Mike. You can go ahead.
All right. Here's my problem right now. I have seen episode 2, and my issue is that I don't want to say anything that will spoil anything. So I can only go really as far as to say I agree with Moose with the episode 1, because if I say anything else, I don't want to get your hopes up or down based.
Well, please don't, because I do want to watch it and be surprised or obliterated.
Right. Yes.
But here's the thing, and I only say this because as a single episode, I think it defines Star Trek.
Moose, you're absolutely right, Moose. I think so. I'm the least Star Trek aficionado here. So my words probably hold as much weight as a 1-ply paper towel. But I'll tell you this, as someone who's from the outside of the Star Trek universe looking in, this does feel like a Star Trek movie, films, a show. It's what you expect of it. Lots of work on the bridge and on the ship. Lots of space work. You're out in space. Man, when they broke the wait, what episode is that?
See, that's what I was like. I gotta be careful.
Okay, so and then seeing some familiar faces.
Let me take it back. Just for a moment here, because here we have Picard sitting in his room, his living room. And we here's writing a letter, and you see him signing it Jean-Luc, which I love. That's something great about him using a pen. I go, we never saw that in Star Trek. We never saw him sign anything in Star Trek. So to see him do the words he's using and then signing it Jean-Luc is just incredible to me. But then he hears this chirp.
Yeah.
Oh, just to hear the chirp. And when he pulls the badge out and he's looking at it, all of a sudden, I get chills. But before he gets to the badge, he has to remove this red uniform. And I'm like, this is great. Above his fireplace, you see the picture the portrait of the Enterprise.
Let me just say, Moose. I just got to interrupt for a minute. I want that picture.
Yeah, doesn't say all the memorabilia.
So
you want all that memorabilia.
No, but yeah, I do. But specifically, when I saw that picture, I'm like, that needs to be mine.
Well, because this is the one that he had in TNG, in his the captain's quarters. And to me, it was just like, oh yes. And then of course he rendezvous with Riker. They decide they're going to the ship, the Titan. And when they're there and they're taking it out of the hangar, I mean, it just had all the feels of a Star Trek episode where you see Enterprise rolling out of a dock, and it just felt like Star Trek. The space travel. First of all, when I hear the warp engines, go and that thing shoots off, I'm like, oh, this is great. I mean, it just. Man, I loved it. I just felt like I was watching an old Star Trek show.
Well, and here's what I find interesting. A couple things before I get to some of those feelings, Moose, and that is, do we even know what season 1 and season 2 were about? All that is gone. It feels like so far we know of one character that's carried over, but beyond that, it's all gone. And it's like that should tell you that we didn't do such a great job the first two, but. Can I say I love hating the new captain, by the way? I mean, it's just great. Yes. Because we've never seen a captain like this for the Federation. That's not their style. And so you're just like, oh, I love hating him. Yeah.
Challenging Picard and Riker going, listen here, old guys.
Yes.
There's a new sheriff in town,
Yeah, this is my ship. You got those
my
ship.
Up here. And knowing that now he doesn't have through episode 1, he some command decisions were made without his approval. I love that.
Yes,
I love
I love how Riker takes up for Picard. He's like, do you know who he's talking to?
It's great, right? I love the fact that they're talking about, hey, don't you want to notify the engineering that we're about to go to 9.9 warp?
Yeah, we don't. I don't do that anymore.
It's just great because you can see the progression, and then of course, all of Riker's comments like, I felt like I was at the academy again, but I didn't realize I had to get up so many times to potty. Like that. That is just great. I mean, it's just so funny because it's so true. It relates to real life.
So this is how bad that I am outside of the universe. Like, I didn't really know who Beverly Crusher was.
Oh,
the doctor. Yeah.
Yes. So when they mentioned her name, I was like, oh, I've heard that name before. And then I good old Google. Like, oh, I know where she's from. Like so. But you guys obviously know who she was.
She looks exactly the same, Beverly Crusher.
So I met her. You guys know who
I met her in person, and she looked exactly the same. I'm like, you haven't aged a bit.
Now the character who I think they just need to get rid of, and I hate to say this, is Raffi.
Yeah, that character does nothing for me. However, her storyline in the first episode was terrific. When they show this massive weapon that's used, I'm like, wow, this is nice.
Yeah,
some action like that. Now I don't know what's going to happen in episode 2, Magic Mike.
Yeah,
but what I do know is I agree with Game God. This character to me is just kind of falls flat, and
I'm not
the old stuff.
I'm not gonna spoil it with anything, but I can tell you the second episode for me. Yeah, well, I got to. Second episode for me. Again, I'm an outsider, right? I don't, for whatever it's worth. There can be a lot of things in that episode that you guys recognize. Second episode for me was a snoozer.
Really?
For me, it was. It doesn't mean that it is.
I purposefully said I was not gonna say good or bad one way or the other.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to tell you how I feel about the second episode because I don't want to tell you if it's bad or good.
Right.
But I'm going to leave it right there. But first of all, that means it's not that good.
Leave it right there. No, it doesn't mean that at all. As a matter of fact, when we revisit this conversation, Moose will say, I didn't know what to expect from Mike.
See?
Yeah, okay. So, and that's what I say. So whatever is worth for me as a fan who's not really a fan, but is a fan, the second episode didn't hold a candle next to the first one. Just me personally.
As a matter of fact, text me after you see the second episode.
Okay.
No, text me too. I want to know.
No, you don't deserve to be in this conversation.
Hey, listen, I want to know if I was right. Hey, Moose, just text me. Don't text Mike. Say, hey, you were right.
Yeah.
You guys.
You can tell me if he was right or wrong. Yep, I'm good with that.
Listen,
let's hear 1900. All right.
Like I said, this is for me. The first episode is just a great definition of the way Star Trek should be told in the story. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that season 3 is the best. I'm not saying that this is going to be the ends all be all. I'm just saying episode 1. And I'd like to see who directed. That makes me curious because here's the thing: Will Riker or his name Jonathan Frakes. Jonathan Frakes does a lot of directing.
He does,
and I want to see who directed that episode, because I think that we might be surprised.
Well, and while you're doing that, a spoiler, non-spoiler, only because it did happen in the first episode, was what's really cool is we get to see LaForge's daughter, right? She's and that's just a cool little addition to the episode.
Yeah, you're right.
And she's a pilot,
which I thought was great. I don't think it doesn't really tell me. I'm trying not to have a spoiler for.
Yeah, you don't look it up.
Yeah, so I'm trying to go, I don't want to know the rest of the stuff. But let me just see if I can see it's directed by. Okay, so it wasn't anybody I know. Okay, but what I can say is, like, a lot of these guys will move into the director's seat, like Jonathan Frakes, and matter of fact, Geordie LaForge. What's his real name? I forgot. His name just escaped me.
Reading Rainbow.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. Anyway. He also directs on occasion, so it's just really good to see. It's just really neat to see, and they usually do a pretty good job, by the way.
And I'm not familiar with the name either, Moose, but it looks like, from what I can see, is that Frakes was also involved. So he was involved in it. So it was like a combined thing.
See, and again,
that makes sense.
When I see him do something, he can relate it to Star Trek. Like, he understands Star Trek to me,
right?
At least in my eyes.
100%, he does. Absolutely.
Anyway.
Man, LeVar Burton, by the way.
LeVar Burton, thank you. That's it. Yeah,
I knew it would eat you up all night.
Any other time, yeah, it rolls off my tongue. Anyway, I love what they're able to do with Star Trek. I just think it's lovely. I like to see more of episode 1, and it sounds like I won't. So, thanks, Game Dad.
Hey, so let's revisit this topic after seeing 2 and 3, because 3 comes out tomorrow. And I'd like to hear.
You guys might be pulling my leg a little bit. I think that you might not be a snoozer, and you guys are just.
I haven't said it is or not.
You're just raking it in on me, going, gotcha, got him,
got him. Listen, I am not saying yes or no to any of it.
Yeah, thank you.
I really want you to have a genuine reaction going in.
Okay, good.
So you know me, I'm gonna do the spoilers. So let's go revisit after this one that comes out tomorrow, and we'll squeeze in Mandalorian if there's time, because
we'll talk about Mandalorian.
Of course we will. Yeah.
There's literally so much to talk about. I'm sorry we don't have time for it all, but at some point in time we got to end the podcast because it's already been enough time. I don't know if you know that. Any final words, Game God?
Hey, it's a snoozer.
Magic Mike.
Hey, listen. So, word of Fantastic Four is going to be an anchor in the future for Marvel, by the way. That's good news.
Oh, well, we'll see. Hey, I still didn't hear Dr. Doom's name mentioned anytime through Ant-Man, so I don't think he's coming. We can forget about it. Listen, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for helping the podcast. We appreciate it.
I was just leaving.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.